It's very, very hard to fly free when you have weights tying you down. This is a great analogy to use going and navigating through life and our spiritual growth. It's hard to be in a state of freedom when there are so many old programs in our subconscious mind. Today, we are going to explore at the absolute deepest levels what it would be like for you to love life freely without attachment. My name is Derrick Ivey, and I'm a board certified clinical hypnotherapist, researcher, and intuitive. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That really helps us know that these videos are reaching people. Thank you so much for being here. So, first, I want to talk about what is your vision in life? What is your ideal life like? What does it feel like? Are you living that life right now? Or is there a huge gap in between where you are now and where you would like to be? So, what does that transformation feel like? What does it feel like in your cells and in your tissues? We need to get into the feeling nature vibration of our ideal reality, or else it's going to be really, really challenging to actually grow into that expression. So, first, I want you to just get in touch with that vision. Maybe you need to pause the video and just close your eyes and let that vision come into your feeling nature vibration. What is the image of you living your ideal life? What is the image that flashes before your subconscious mind of success? What does success mean to you? Now, I want you to notice, is there any resistance anywhere? Is there any parts of you that are telling you this is not attainable? This is for someone else out there, but not for me. I want you to get in touch. Is there any resistance that you physically feel in any parts of your body? Or maybe just feeling not good enough, feeling not worthy enough, feeling like you have to prove your worthiness or hustle for your worthiness. That resistance that you are feeling, that is showing you where there are energetic structures and patterns within your body. There's subconscious patterning that happens. Those patterns or structures have solidified over the years because they are repressed material. Because consciously, you probably are saying, I don't have any resistance, I don't have any attachment to an outcome being a certain way. But I'm here to tell you, if you are having resistance come up to this picture of your ideal reality, then there's some work to be done here, right? And that resistance is through your physical body. There are attachments that you have formed to these energy patterns. You have actually grown to be attached to feeling that way. Maybe it's even um, what I mean by this is when I first got sober, I had to let go of all of these old programs that were running around in my subconscious, where I saw myself as someone at the identity level, someone who drank alcohol. I had to get rid of that picture of myself as someone who enjoyed going out for drinks or drinking beer. I had to see myself in my highest expression as already healed from the addiction and as someone who did not drink alcohol. I had to let go of all of those old programs that said alcohol is the key to being happy in life because they were there at one point when I was about 16 years old. I was already a full blown alcoholic the first time I ever drank. And over time, I learned that that was a really effective way of not feeling my emotions. So I kept drinking until that didn't work for me anymore. And I knew I had to make changes and I had to disidentify with that old version of myself. I used to be addicted to running, working out. I would lift weights. I would go run 40 miles a week on the roads and in the mountains. I thought that I had to do those workouts or I would not have a good day. It's the same thing, whether it's something healthy or it's an addiction. It's the same thing because you are seeing yourself in that image of that it can be no other way. You are attached to that image of yourself and the benefits that you reap from whatever the thing is that you're attached to. People attach on to relationships where they are laser focused on one person and they live through that one person and their identity is with it's all jumbled up with that other person. I have clients that are currently working on overcoming being codependent. They are really wanting to uninstall these programs of attachment so they can be free. So, where did that resistance come up for you? That resistance that you're feeling with these energetic structures that shows you where your work is to be. What do I need to work on? Well, there's an energy pattern coming up in a certain part in my body. Maybe my legs even feel weak. Maybe it feels like I'm going to fall over. Okay, that's where the resistance is at. So that's a good place to start. So when I got sober, I had to take opposite action from what I wanted to do. Let's face it, where you're at in life right now. If you really are where you want it to be and you're happy with that, keep doing what you're doing. But if you want change, and I'm going to be very real with you, if you want change, you have to let go of all that bull bleep because that's keeping you stuck. you are have all of these behaviors that obviously are not moving you forward. If you aren't making progress forward, then you obviously are not taking the right actions. So, what you're doing right now is not working. You need to take oppositional action. The opposite action in my case, when I was getting sober, and this is a great example to use just because it's pretty relatable to see this process. In that case, I chose to identify with someone who meditated all day and night instead of someone who drank. So I had to take oppositional action in the beginning. Would I have liked to drink? Absolutely. I had to go against that urge, but instead of fighting up against that urge, I took an action that was on the opposite end of the spectrum. So I'm not suggesting to bring more resistance in because we don't want to add resistance to the resistance. Instead, think about what is not working in your life. Maybe there's some things that you're doing that you're like, this is working great right now. Good. Keep that going. But look at the things that are not bringing you in the right direction that you want to go in and take oppositional action. One of my business consulting clients, she wants the money, she wants to acquire more clients, and she does not want to actually go out and make connections with people, which I told her this is part of the process. It might look a whole different way, but look at what you're doing right now with your evenings. You're sitting around and making crafts, which is great. I love crafts. But you're telling me that you want to move your business ahead, but look at your actions. You're making iron on crafts, right? So the oppositional action to that in regards to this transformation that she said she wanted would be to do the opposite of sitting around doing crafts, which would be out networking, out doing things on social media. That's moving the needle in the right direction. But it's all subjective because what is good for you is not good for me. We're all individuals. What's good for me might not be good for you. But look at that in yourself. Where are those oppositional areas that you could grow in? What are some things that are not working? Maybe make a list of about 5 or 6 of them for now and just practice that for a week. Just start practicing taking oppositional action. If you're trying to lose weight and you eat donuts every night in mass quantity, the oppositional action to that would be to go for a walk and eat vegetables. So it's simple, right? But it's not easy per se. So the other thing with this is as you begin taking those oppositional actions in your life, you will begin to see changes happening. And you will also feel the pain of taking that oppositional action. But pain is a part of this journey. Pain is a part of this human experience. All of your emotions are. But this is a choice. Do you choose to just have a quick fix to wash away this pain momentarily? Or do you choose the life that you really know you could create? Do you choose being the best that you know you could be? And you know that deep down. Only you can say. So, the first step of letting go of these attachments is to make this clear and concise choice that you are in service of the highest and greatest good of yourself and others, and that you will heal. This is what you're doing. So, I was talking earlier in this video about when I used to go out and run 40 miles every week. That was excessive. So when I stopped doing that, there was pain that came up inside of me. I had let that part of me go, and I had to learn to sit with myself and my emotions more than anything because I was using those workouts as a form of escape. And that's normal. If that's happening to you, that's completely normal because as human beings, if we start seeing a result in something, oh, yeah, you guarantee you're going to keep coming back again and again for that result. But yeah, for that payoff, for that reward. So I was getting that reward every day working out, but I was so attached to that activity because I didn't just see myself running. It wasn't just about running, it was about what that meant to me because I thought it made me look so much more athletic and fit, and it did. I thought that I was immortal, but really that was a false program. That was an attachment saying I'm not okay if I don't engage in this. So do you see how that works? It can be very, very, very subtle. So you really need to practice sitting with that discomfort, sitting with what raw emotions and energy this brings up inside of you, not engaging in the comfortable thing. Doesn't mean that you have to give up everything, comfort of your life, but in regards to the transformations you're making, why did I have to quit working out? It's because I ran my knees into a state of injury. My left knee, the patella tendon was all messed up. So, in that quest of satisfaction, I ran my body into the ground because I wasn't in tune with my body, mind, and spirit at that time. So, what is this doing? It's bringing you deeper into your energetic bodies. It's bringing you deeper into who you really truly are. And it's showing you where there's work, where you can let go. And it's such a relief to let go and to know that you are whole because you are here, you are human, you are whole. So that's where the work starts to begin. It doesn't have to be an unbearable process, but discomfort is part of the process. You might as well embrace it right now. Um, the level of discomfort, how long you stay in that discomfort, is directly proportional to your level of willingness to feel all of it. If you're not willing one inkling to feel what is brought up inside of you by going without some thing that you attach your identity to, making it mean something about you, if you aren't willing to feel what comes up with that, then you're always going to just do the next thing to not feel it, right? And, these can be packaged up as very beautiful things. Just like when I was working out, I was overworking out, but I thought I was doing something good for myself. Um, Back before I cut my work hours down, I was overworking myself, but I was like, look how much work I've done. But I was running from that feeling. And there's a countless number of ways, but everything that you do, think about what you would feel if you didn't do it, and don't do it so you can feel what comes up within you. Don't do it to observe the myriad of energies and emotions that come up within you without it, so you can feel what's truly inside. And it's not an unattainable process. As you're moving into your higher self version, you have to do the things that your next higher self version does. You need to feel the feeling, nature, vibration of your next level self on this higher timeline. You need to create that next level you in the now. You need to be in that next level self's feeling, nature, vibration. That can be tricky. That can be disorienting, even because you see everything around you. That is your current reality, right? Not really. Everything around you is actually a manifestation of those vibrational frequencies that you were pulsing out yesterday, last week, last month. Right here, this is old news. This is a manifestation of an earlier vibrational frequency. So, therefore, right now, this now moment that we're in. And I just had a wonderful talk today during our Circles of Alchemy Wednesday group. It's a free community group. If you love practicing energetic alchemy, come and check us out on Wednesdays at noon. Follow me on Facebook, but noon Mountain Time on Wednesday. And if you follow me on Facebook, you can get more updates on things like that that we do. But we were just talking today and there about how this everything is a now moment. We're always in this eternal now moment, and everything that was, everything that is and will be are just these now moments stacked on top of each other. So that's all we have. Get in that frequency in this now moment. And the whole point of a day is just to choose the things that you want to line your frequency up with. And line your frequency up, then it will flow into your experience. And it can feel very, very counterintuitive, but it's important that you commit to this process of becoming while also embracing the process of unbecoming. As you're moving towards what you are becoming, there will be pain that comes up of things that your old self wants to hang on to so badly to preserve that version of you that you know is safe, that you know is in that comfort zone. And you don't want to push it, but you have to push it if you want to grow. And your old self is going to try to hold you back, like pulling your shirt and holding you back from moving forward. But you have to keep going. You have made a choice already that you are transcending all of that stuff, all of those past versions of yourself on past timelines. So as this pain comes up, it's really the whole journey is about opening to this and feeling this and being present with this and not running away. All of that pain from deep, deep down, all of these most painful, darkest parts of yourself that you don't want anyone to see. That's what's keeping you in attachment because you are attached to things being a certain way. And in order to be a limitless being, you have to let go of all of these attachments to these old versions of yourself. Now, I always hear people talking about all of these entity attachments and all of this stuff, but this is the real attachments because this is what is going to hold you back every single time. Feel it. And as you begin feeling that discomfort more and more and feeling that dissonance between where you are and where you want to be, that's where you grow. That's where you expand. That's where you heal. That's where you're able to discharge the emotional charges of all of these energies that have been keeping you stuck for so long. And the beautiful thing that happens through all of this is that those programs no longer have power over you. You are no longer activated by a certain stimuli. You are no longer attached to an outcome being a certain way. That's called freedom. Freedom comes because you are now able to be your authentic self in every moment. You are more present. You are in your emotional bodies. You're not out there somewhere off in the weeds. You're right here. You're the truth, the embodiment of who you really are. And freedom comes because now you are your authentic self. You've made room for the light and dark parts of you to coexist. So you're no longer denying half of your existence. You're no longer denying half of your truth. You're no longer denying half of your experience. And you realize that the true power is in you. The true power has been in you all along. You realize that your truth is enough and you never had to be any of those things that you thought you had to be. That is growth, that is expansion. Uninstalling these programs, feeling the frequency of who you actually are deep, deep down. And you have faced all of you. You have been courageous enough to face the dark and the difficult and the darkest spaces inside. That is true freedom. That is true growth. You then have the space to love life freely without attachment. You aren't attached to all of these old versions of yourself because you've discovered the frequency that you always are in this moment, in this eternal now moment, the radiance of you. Then everything else can happen automatically. That's the universe at work. You are in a more expansive vibrational frequency because you have discovered the frequency of you. Then you're going to attract way better things in life, better things in your relationships, more finances, good things with your finances. You're going to attract your dreams. You're going to align with that. So if you're trying to heal anything right now, do the opposite of what you're currently doing around that area, because what you're currently doing will get you what you've currently been getting. And welcome the pain of that dissonance inside of you, because that is showing you where you are still attached. That is your teacher. You're no longer attached to all of these old programs because you know it isn't really you. You'll get to a point where it's no longer something you consciously even have to do because it has become so familiar for you to sit and feel this energy and feel your own frequency. That is your old versions dying off, melting away, and yourself opening to more. You're no longer attached to these old programs because you know it isn't really you. You know that that is your old version dying off and your new version becoming born. So I hope this was helpful today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with all of your friends that are moving into 5D frequencies. So we'll talk soon. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.